Okay, so this whole thing with Erika Kirk and Vance and her quote, I know nobody would ever replace my husband, but that everybody keeps talking about. This has been irritating me, and probably not in the way that you think. So I've been trying to figure out like why everybody is making such a big deal about this. Now granted, the idea of making a big deal about it, because if they got a thing going on, it stands to reason that eventually he's going to push aside his current wife and make Erika Kirk his next wife. I can more so understand that. I can understand that, like that's a huge deal. That's a very huge deal. If we're right about the implication of what we saw and what we heard and all that and whatnot during that speech, that speech. However, just like continuously taking out the quote, I know he would never replace my husband, but like I feel like this is a case of taking out of context people. If you listen to the full thing of what she's saying and you consider where they're at, even if she was saying what y'all are thinking, she's implying what she was saying. It is very possible. And then you got the body language with the fingers through the hair. Fair enough. However, overtly, like she's talking about him as the next leader of, Turning Point USA, next leader of the conservative movement, the next leader of the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? After the current one, so-called leader, is no longer the leader in whatever way, however that way that happens. Like, that's how I took that as meaning. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's about to introduce him, and so she's like, my husband, Charlie Kirk, is no longer here. He would have been the next one, or still the current one, whatever, leader of this movement if he were still here, but he's not. And so I'm telling you guys, go ahead and start to accept this very corny, awkward, weird, strange, perverted, I don't know, man that I'm about to call up here next as, a good second option. Like, that's what makes sense to me of what she's saying overtly. Now, on the low, the subtext, it's possible. It's possible she means like, and I was thinking like, okay, so maybe the problem is she said my husband. She shouldn't have said my husband. She should have probably just said Charlie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that, might not have been that much better, but better than my husband. I think it's the my husband part that everybody's getting hung up on. Like, they're taking it, she literally means replace, my husband's no longer here, so this is the man who's going to be my next husband. Like, that's how people are making it seem like she definitely meant and mainly meant. And again, it's possible she did. It's speculation, and the people who want to predict like that is what she meant, and we'll find out soon enough that it's the truth. Cool. Like, I'm sure y'all feel good about yourselves, but I just feel like I don't the same way that we tend to accuse people on the right of taking things out of context and blowing out of proportion, like it kind of feels like that, and I feel like it makes you be taken a lot less seriously. I feel like it kind of it interferes with your credibility, because what does it make the most sense for her to have been meaning to say in that moment? Even if you can imply that she meant something more, like, and the fact that there's a very good chance if she did mean more and mean what people are suggesting, like, we probably won't know either way for a while. So just to like get so hung up on that, like it's giving Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. Like, it just feels like it's just salacious, like bubblegum popcorn rumor, fodder for us to kind of obsess over. It feels like a distraction. Really, it does. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we want to talk about like the implications of a bigger power play in the future, and some people are approaching it that way, that makes more sense. But just replaying that quote and acting like she's definitely talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, they got a fling and she's in love with him and all that stuff. Like, focus, people, focus.